Hey everyone, this is Julian, and a lot of you been wondering where I've been. Well, I've been seriously ill, literally. But in this video, I'm going to show you like how the PAM accounts are doing. So a lot of you are asking like, can you have some update about how everything is going? So the good news is business as usual, okay? I have been away from my computer, literally had to be away from my computer for a week, okay? Because I had a strange viral illness that I still don't understand what exactly it means, because I put what the doctor told me in Google Translate and I cannot figure it out. You may notice over here I have Myfxbook in the top corner, and yes, my accounts are on Myfxbook right now. So the account that you're looking at over here is the low leverage simulation. This is a high leverage account, but I've set high lot size to simulate low leverage conditions. So basically it's not able to put up very many lots because the margin level is low, okay? And so as for this one, this account is doing A-okay. It's been through serious amounts of floating loss in the past week or so, with big movements in the pound, but it's still been able to hold up quite okay. So I'm talking about even with low leverage, and actually the floating losses, because the margin has been down to very low margin. I even saw like 3-digit margin level, I think like 200% or so. But anyways, it's been able to pull through, so you can check this out. You can see some of these ones are quite big ones. Held up very well, even with about 200 plus pips negative. Okay, and then we go to the one where the positions are manually closed. So I just manually close a bunch of them. There's also an Myfxbook. I haven't figured out how to public them yet, but it's there. I'm going to show it to you in a bit. So this has been on a fairly good run as well. It had not gone to very huge sizes, and it's been putting up quite a decent job. Only a little bit of drama here last week, but it still did quite well. Okay, now here is the main one that I have on the PAM. So for those of you joining me on PAM and the ones who are using self-managed, this is the system that you're going to be getting, these settings, my tweaked settings. Of course, I'll teach you how to optimize them as well. But okay, a main question for you guys, for most of you, is like, if I am constantly, scalping the market for 10 pips at a time, 15, 20 pips at a time, 30 pips at a time, then how are we going to close the gap, the negative discrepancy? Wouldn't negative discrepancy be building up all the time? Okay, that is a very, very good question, but it's a question that answers itself, because for many of these pairs, especially the pound pairs, you will notice that the discrepancy has actually at certain points been very big. So at one point there was a negative discrepancy of about 200 pips, but on the recent closing of sets, because they all function independent of each other, so that also means to say that it can even go into a positive discrepancy, but it's not going to occur so often with this system. But the good thing about this system is that it can literally take a lot of stuff from the market. With these settings that I've given on these various pairs, it's been able to withhold very strong movements like 300 pips on multiple pairs and still not exceed like 8-9% drawdown for the entire account. Okay, so that is huge. There has been a time when it had like 300 pips on negative on like pound USD, Aussie USD, Euro pound, and still holding up very well. This is also on my Myfxbook. I'm going to show you the statistics right here. So starting with the low leverage one, this is 40% spread over like 24% in February and 12.68 in March, okay, which is actually quite good considering that this is just the beginning of March. But having said that, like I said, this is actually a high leverage account where I set the lots very big to simulate low leverage. So if your account's really low leverage, you're not going to get these kind of returns. And these are actually quite similar settings to what I have on the one that's already on the PAM. Okay. Now, how to okay, and this is the other one that is the where trades are manually closed. So if you're looking at these stats, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay. Okay, this one's doing monthly 9.37% average out, and the longs and shorts are about 50-50. Profit factors still remain the same at 1.45. The this one doesn't mention the maximum drawdown, which I do have over here. I'll show it to you over here. This one trades more, as you can see. Okay, so there's been a lot of trades since 7 January 1434. And basically that's what we're looking at. The maximum drawdown 6.79% unchanged. Profit factor 1.45 unchanged. The expected payoff still unchanged. And now we look over here. This is the one I'm extremely proud about. Profit factor is down from about like 5-ish, 6 down to 2.94, but it's still quite good. Maximum drawdown is generally profit factor anything above like 1.4, 1.3 is good. All right, and maximum drawdown 1.29 up from the sub 1%. Okay, because we had some bigger baskets of trades. The ones I mentioned to you, which is the like simultaneous 3 pairs at 300 pips negative. Okay, so it's holding up amazingly, and even when I was in the hospital, it made about 3%, so 4%, sort of, whatever. Now let's check out that one. I realize I don't have it open, so I'm gonna open that one in a new tab. So this one's averaging monthly 40.37%, but there is high floating loss. Okay, so risk of ruin will be higher. Okay, but it's still not so bad. And this one, let's check out the risk of ruin as well. It's gonna take a look at that, 1,764 losing trades. So risk of ruin is very low. And this one is doing monthly 12.35, which is not bad. This is what I'm talking about, the negative discrepancy. Positive discrepancy can be seen, I think, over here at some points. The winning percent, okay, 84 and 74. And you can see 6% for February. This started only in like about February 18. Okay, and now it's the 13th of March, so it's almost a month. For a 1 month period, I think this will outperform. Okay, so this should do quite well. And for those of you who are interested to get started, simply head over to thebinarylab.net/forexea. Okay, instructions are there for you to follow. Some slight changes with the broker since the time I started this. Okay, if you're doing self-managed, you will need a VPS. If you need the PAM, if you're doing the PAM, basically you don't need a VPS if you have an account of 5,000 and above. At this point of time, I think it has withstood the test of fire. You can open with bigger accounts if you want to. You open the account and click on a section called FXTM Invest. That is a new section, and then it will help you create an FXTM Invest account, and then you can link your account to the PAM feed and basically get my trades.